Imagine sleeping with your toddler son in a public bathroom, using paper towels as blankets. No money, no home, and still chasing a dream no one else believes in. This is not fiction. This is the real-life story of Chris Gardner, a man who turned pain into power. And today you're going to hear exactly how he did it. Before the millions, before the fame, before Will Smith even played him in a movie. Chris Gardner was just a kid from Milwaukee. Born in 1954, he grew up surrounded by violence, poverty, and fear. His stepfather was abusive. His family was broken. But even in the darkest times, his mother told him, "Son, you can only depend on yourself." That lesson stuck. And as Chris grew older, he dreamed of a better life. He joined the Navy, worked in medicine, and tried to build a future. But life had other plans. By the early 1980s, Chris was living in San Francisco. He was a struggling medical equipment salesman yet working hard but making barely enough to cover rent. He had a wife, Linda, and a baby son, Christopher Jr., but things were falling apart fast. One day, everything changed. Chris saw a man pull up in a shiny red Ferrari, and he asked, "What do you do for a living?" The man said 2 words, "Stockbroker." That was it. Chris decided that was the life he wanted. The money, the freedom, the power to control his destiny. So he chased it. Chris managed to land an interview for a prestigious stockbroker training program at Dean Witter Reynolds. But there was a catch. It was unpaid. No salary, just a chance, if he could survive. Desperate to make it work, he sold his medical equipment. But the deal fell through. Suddenly, money ran out. Bills piled up. And worse, his relationship with Linda collapsed. She walked out, leaving Chris alone with their toddler son. Now imagine this: no job, no money, and a baby in your arms. That was Chris Gardner's reality. Things spiraled. Chris couldn't pay rent. They were evicted. He and his son ended up sleeping wherever they could. Motels, shelters, even subway station bathrooms. Yes, public bathrooms, using paper towels to keep warm. But Chris didn't quit. Every day he suited up and went to Dean Witter, unpaid, tired, hungry. And every night he fought to find a place for his son to sleep. No one knew he was homeless. No one saw his pain. And yet, this was just the beginning of his fight. In part 2, we'll dive into how Chris Gardner survived the streets, raised his son, and risked everything for one shot at changing his life forever. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're facing your own hardships, hit that like button, subscribe, and join me in part 2. Because this story is about to get even more amazing.